Hello friends, welcome to Total Recaps. Today we are going to explain 2022 romantic drama film named Sita Ramam, so sit with popcorn and enjoy this interesting movie. The story begins in 1964 where we are shown a terrorist camp in POK. There, preparations are on to send the children across the border to Kashmir, which is called Operation Gibraltar. Here we are shown their Sardar Ansari, who is preparing to send the children across the border to Kashmir. The Pakistani army also supports them in this mission so that Kashmir becomes a part of Pakistan. But an officer named Major Abu Tariq doesn't agree to it at all. But due to the order from the top of the army, he has to give approval for this. The story then shifts to 20 years ahead where we are shown Afreen, a Pakistani student in London, inciting riots. There she goes to a wine bar, takes a bottle of whiskey and throws it in a car. Due to which the car catches fire. That car belongs to an Indian. Then it is revealed about Afreen that she hates India and Indians very much. In the next scene, we are shown that Dean invites her to his cabin and the owner of the car is also there, whose name is Anand Mehta, and he sponsors the education of many underprivileged children. But it doesn't matter to Afreen, and she talks rudely to him. Anand Mehta asks him to either say sorry or pay 10 lakh rupees within 1 month for the damage done to the car. Afreen agrees to the deal and goes to Pakistan to collect the money. When she reaches home, she learns that her grandfather, Brigadier Abu Tariq, is no more. She gets sad and on being asked she tells that she has come there for 10 lakh rupees. Then she comes to know that her grandfather has left one last task for her. She reads the letter and it is written that you have to give this letter to Sita Mahalakshmi. If he did not give it to her, he would not get a single paisa from the property. At first, Afreen gets a little angry that how the soldiers of the enemy country became friends, but in the end, Afreen agrees and leaves for India. There she goes to Noorjahan Palace and there she sees that the palace has now been converted into a girls' college. On asking, it is learned that in 1966, Princess Noorjahan had donated the palace to the government for higher education of girls, and if she wants to know more about it, then she met Subramaniam, who used to work as an accountant in the palace at that time. Then she talks to her friend on the phone and asks how will she give this letter to Sita Mahalakshmi. Then her friend says that she had a senior in Hyderabad, Balaji. He can help her, but Afreen hates Indians, but seeing the situation, she agrees to take help from Balaji. Then in the next scene Balaji comes to help Afreen and they both go to meet Subramaniam, and there they come to know that Subramaniam does not know any Sita Mahalakshmi, and at that time no girl of this name works there. Both of them also check the reports there but they do not find anything there. Afreen gets very upset, but then she gets an idea that she is not able to find Sita Mahalakshmi but she can find Ram as he was in the army, and from there she will get some clue about Sita. Then they leave to solve this puzzle. Then by some jugad they get Ram's photo and come to know about Ram's friend Vikas, who tells them about Ram, and then the story shifts to 1964 where the ration of post 312 is over. It has been 4 days and Ram is patrolling when he sees some people going with the mule. Then he informs Captain Vishnu. Captain Vishnu orders him to shoot. Ram explains to him that they are civilians and not terrorists, but Captain Vishnu orders him to fire. Ram fires around them to scare them. Then he checks the mules whose bogies the ration comes out, and the civilians tell them that they had brought this ration for them. Then Ram tells them that there was a misunderstanding due to which the firing had to be done, but the civilian said that misunderstandings keep happening, you eat the food. Then the scene comes from POK where Ansari comes to know that his boys have been in Kashmir for 6 months and they have mingled a lot with the people of Kashmir and they have got their ration card there. Then we get to know Ansari's plane. He says tell Jamil to tell the Indian army that these 4 boys are terrorists and the army should kill them, so that the hatred for the army increases in the hearts of Kashmiris, and this is what Jamil tells the Indian army. That these 4 boys are terrorists and the army kills those 4 boys in front of the crowd, and Ansari's plan is completed. Then Ram and his friends go to the village to look for Jamil, but they don't see anyone there, so they start looking for people. Then they come to know that everyone is listening to Ansari's speech on the radio, who is giving a provocative speech, so that the situation gets out of control. Ansari orders to burn Agrata village where only Hindus live. Ram saves all the people of Agrata by making a plane and makes Jamil confess that those children were not noble and innocent but terrorists. Hearing this, the people there get sad and help to put out the fire which they themselves started. Because of that incident, Ram becomes a hero for the whole country. A woman comes from Akashvani to interview him. Ram tells her that he has no one in this world and he is alone in this world. She gets heartbroken and tells in her show Akashvani that Lieutenant Ram, who is posted in Kashmir, has no one in this world who knows about him. I could ask, and she says that the whole country is with Ram. This is his family. Considering Ram as my son, I sent him a letter yesterday. Now it is your turn. Then Ram receives letters from all over the country, where any of his sisters or parents, uncles, aunts, and other relations write letters to him, and Ram replies to all. Every day they receive letters. One day he receives a letter from her, which is from his wife. Seeing this, Ram feels a bit strange in that the sender's name is Sita Mahalakshmi, and she writes letters to him every day, but Ram is unable to reply to them as she does not write her address. Sita writes in a letter that there is an Austin magic show in Hyderabad. It would be great if you were there, but Ram learns from the same letter that Sita is going to Hyderabad by train from Delhi on the 12th. He is very happy and asks for leave for 2 months, and he gets leave, and then he takes a train from Delhi to find Sita. After a lot of difficulty and Jugad, he finds Sita. He gives her his letter, which contains answers to his questions and the phone number of his friend at whose house he is going to stay. But by mistake, Ram boards a train to Madras. Then he goes to his friend Durjay's house, where he gets sad to hear that his phone is broken. Then after some time, Sita reaches her friend's house to meet Ram. They both talk for a while and Sita leaves from there, and the story comes back to the present, and Vikas knows only this much. And he gives them the address of Ram's friend Durjay. Afreen also takes Captain Vishnu's details from him. Then they come to know that Captain Vishnu has been promoted there and he has to go to Delhi, and he is celebrating in his office. Just then his secretary tells him that someone wants to talk to him about Lieutenant Ram. Vishnu gets very fond of hearing this, and before he can talk to Afreen, the phone gets disconnected from there. When he gets all the details about Afreen out, he learns that Vikas has given his details to Afreen, so Vishnu leaves for Vikas's house. There Afreen goes to Ram's friend Durjay's house to know about Ram, and then the story shifts back to the past. Ram goes to Austin's magic show to find Sita. There he meets Sita and learns her address, and then they both go out there and talk a lot. Then they both spend time together. Then when rain comes, they go to a house where Sita tells a girl that they both met for the first time in Kashmir, where she was rescued, where Ram gets to know more about her and leaves as soon as the rain ends. And then in the next scene, Ram and his friend, with the help of Subramaniam, go to the palace, where Ram gives a surprise gift to Sita, a jar containing many butterflies, and asks her to marry him, hearing which Sita runs away. Then the story comes back to the present, where Durjay gives them Sita's photo, and they both go back to the girls' college to find out something about Sita by showing the photo, but Afreen's eyes go to a big photo, seeing which she is shocked. The ground slips under her feet. She sees that Sita Mahalakshmi is none other than Princess Noorjahan. Then in the next day, we see Captain Vishnu coming to meet Vikas at his house, where he tells him that the person he gave information about Ram to is Pakistani Major Abu Tariq's granddaughter. Vikas gives Vishnu the address of Afreen's hotel. And on the other hand, Balaji and Afreen are wondering how the princess fell in love with a common man and proceed to complete the story. The story shifts back to the past. Sita Mahalakshmi aka Noorjahan poses for a photo with the first batch of the girls' education program. And their Ram's friend gives him tips on how to impress Sita. On the way, Princess Noorjahan tells all about them to Rekha, who tells her to tell Ram the truth. The news comes in the palace that there is a crisis in Oman, due to which the Sultan there has taken all the things under his control, and his 60 crore rupees have been drowned, but there is only one way to get out of it. If Princess Noorjahan's relationship with Prince Oman send, and if he accepts, then he can save all his industries and assets. Noorjahan gets very sad to hear this, and his brother sends the proposal to Oman. Then Ram meets Sita, tells her about his salary, and leaves from there. The Prince of Oman has accepted his proposal, and Noorjahan does not go to the station to say goodbye to Ram. Ram gets angry with her, but on the other side a reporter takes many pictures of Princess Noorjahan with Ram and sells breaking news that princess is in love with a common man. This news spreads like you. When asked, she breaks the silence, tells him everything truthfully, and goes to Kashmir with Ram. The story comes back to the present, where Afreen learns that Noorjahan is in London and calls there. She learns that Noorjahan goes to visit Kashmir around this time, and Captain Vishnu goes to Afreen's hotel, but no one is there. And Afreen goes to Kashmir with Balaji. On reaching there, Afreen is arrested by army officers on the orders of Vishnu and interrogates her. She is shocked to hear that Ram is a traitor, and Vishnu also comes there and tells him that Ram is not a traitor, and I have a lot of favors from Ram and your grandfather. The story goes back to the past. Ram and Sita go to the hotel, see Vishnu and his wife and join them. When a boy points a gun at Vishnu's head, Ram and Vishnu cleverly catch him and interrogate him, in which Ram assures him that he will save his sister Vahida and the boy informs them of Ansari's whereabouts. In the next scene, we are shown a meeting scene in which the army senior tells them that this is a top-secret mission to kill Ansari. This mission will not be recorded in the books of both countries. If caught there, they will suffer from Pakistani torture. No one should know about this mission. Ram goes back to Sita and tells her that he is going on a mission and may not come back from there. Ram does not tell her the whole truth about the mission. Sita gets very upset and Ram leaves. And we see that Ram, Vishnu and other officers somehow cross the border and reach Ansari's hideout and go to kill him there, but a fight breaks out. There is a huge explosion which causes Pakistani army to come there. Ram and Vishnu are leaving from there after killing Ansari. When Ram hears the cry of a child, he goes back and saves Vahida. Meanwhile, Pakistani army comes there and catches Ram and Vishnu and tortures them. Major Abu Tariq gives them clothes and food. On the other hand, Sita and Vishnu's wife go to Major Salon and ask about Ram and Vishnu, but he does not tell them anything, while Princess Noorjahan uses her power and goes to army senior officer. He tells that there is a call from PM to President, but Noorjahan falls at his feet. He tells her that Ram is in Pakistani jail. Then an officer in the Indian embassy meets the Pakistani officer and makes a deal with him that one of their officers is in Indian jail, exchange both their officers. He agrees for this. Then the officer goes to talk to the president, but the president says only one will go instead of one. Now who will go? Let them both decide. Then the story comes to the present, where Vishnu tells Afreen that intelligence had received information that Ram had leaked the army coordinates, but he did not, and tells that Afreen has a direct link with Ram. The girl that Ram saved from Ansari's hideout is none other than Afreen and takes her real name as Vahida. Ram is still in Pakistani jail and tells her to give the letter to him and he will give it to Sita. Afreen tells her that the letter is not with him but Balaji has. And Balaji gives that letter to Sita Mahalakshmi, who is Princess Noorjahan. It is written in it that this is the last mode of our love story, but I am not with you. I took a little longer. You will be angry with me too, but look, I am trying to convince you. I don't even have you. I want to see you for the last time, but I can't. Whatever the world may say about me, but don't break your faith. I am not a traitor. The story goes back to the past. We learn that the Pakistani officer played a trick and lured both of them to give us the coordinates of the army camp in Kashmir and go away. Hearing this, Ram spits on the officer's face, but Vishnu gives them the coordinates, as they are there blackmailing him that they are keeping an eye on his family. Next we see Vishnu is released and Ram writes the last letter to Sita, and after that Ram is hanged. And that letter in this, Sita finds a newspaper cutting from which we learn that Ram finally learns that Sita Mahalakshmi is Princess Noorjahan. Next scene, radio reveals that based on Ram's last letter, an inquiry is set up on Brigadier Vishnu and he shoots himself, and then Afreen comes to Noorjahan and hugs her. Fades away and he is honored with full respect, and the movie ends hereby.